Hey everybody, this is Shelly, your mouthy mama talking trash and truths, and this is part 2 of my favorite movies um podcast in my favorite series. So, number 1, I want to go over actresses. My favorite top 3 actresses are Meryl Streep, Carrie Fisher, and Shirley MacLaine. Meryl Streep pretty much can play anybody. I don't think there's a person or an accent she can't completely master. She completely transcends whoever she is and becomes the character. She makes the movies that she's in so much more believable and so much more relatable. And you get invested, you get attached, and they're just really emotional. She's amazing. I have nothing but good things to say about her. And then, of course, there's my princess, Carrie Fisher, who will always be she will be the one that I look to for my sense of humor as a woman, because no matter what befell her, she turned it around and made it really raunchy and funny, and I admire the shit out of that. She was a writer. She could sing. Oh god, she was so talented. It's such a shame when your mind gives up on you. And she battled that all her life. And with the bipolar, she battled addictions and, having an overly controlling mother, a very competitive mother. Gee, I don't know what that's about. And then Shirley MacLaine. My favorite Shirley MacLaine movie is, I think it's called Two Mules for Sister Sarah. It's with Clint Eastwood and her. Oh my God, it's hilarious from like beginning to end. You have to see it. Then we have my favorite actors. There's Robert Redford, who was Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, The Sting. He was in Barefoot in the Park, The Way We Were, one of my all-time favorite romances, which I didn't put in here because I didn't really want to bring Streisand in. She's a whole genre upon herself. What else was he in? I mean, this man was just gorgeous. Even now, when the hair isn't even his and he's old as Methuselah, he is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Oh my God. And the acting. I mean, I fell in love with every character he ever played. Like, they were just phenomenal. Then you have Mark Hamill, of course, my Star Wars, Luke Skywalker. My very first crush. It's funny because my first crush was on him and Princess Leia. And later, when it turned out that they were brother and sister, I was really schwicked out. But I still would have gone for it. I don't care. They're in a galaxy far, far away. What happens in Star Wars stays in Star Wars. Mark Hamill was in The Night the Lights Went Out in Georgia. He played State Trooper Conrad opposite Christy McNichol. He was so good. And he just was so sexy. Ugh. Then you have David Tennant, the 10th Doctor Who. He was also Casanova. He was in that movie Good Omens with Michael Sheen. Oh, it was so good. It was long. I didn't get all the little inroads like here and there, like the in jokes and the references the first time. The second time I got most of them. By the third time I was like, this movie is fucking hilarious. But you have to know your shit to get the jokes. And I do tend to like watching things that make me work for it. Then we have the non-human characters. My favorite non-human characters of all time. Number 1, me in robot form, R2-D2. He is helpful. He knows everything. He's there for everybody. And he's a fucking smartass. And you can't understand a word he says because he's all beep, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop. But when he's like, rah, rah, you know he's telling you to go fuck your mother. Then there's Gossamer. A lot of people don't know who Gossamer is. You got to think of Bugs Bunny. He's the big red monster. The one that gets his nails done. And he's so cute. He's my favorite. I didn't know his name was Gossamer until I was like 24. Third on that list is Jarvis. How can you not love Jarvis? Jarvis knows all. He's snarky. He gives Tony a hard time. He saves everybody's asses all the time. Oh, love that AI. Then you have Broadway plays. Now, I've loved going to Broadway since I was a little girl. You didn't see many kids my age going to Broadway plays. And the first one was Annie. I never got to see Hamilton on stage. I got to see it on TV when we went into the lockdown, and I watched it like 1,000 times easily. I know every word of the entire fucking thing. Same with Annie. And then Evita. Like, I got Evita right after I got Annie. I didn't get to go see it. My aunts bought me the album, and there's like different languages on the album, and I memorized them all. I didn't give a fuck. And that's Evita with Patti LuPone and Mandy Patinkin. That was the original lead detective on Criminal Minds. He was very good. He played Che Guevara, and the songs in there. Let's see. Oh, what a circus! Oh, what a show! Argentina has gone to town over the death of an actress called Eva Peron. It's quite a sunset, good for the country in a roundabout way. We've made the front page of all the world's papers today. I mean, he gave a scathing critique of everything that she did, and I fucking loved it. And the funny part is, he was an actual character at the time, but he wasn't anywhere near Argentina. I believe he was working against the migrants in California, or for the migrants in California, and then he hooked up with Castro. So he wound up becoming a communist. Whatever. Well, I mean, Argentina was probably communist anyway, because Perón, Colonel Perón, he had ties with the Nazis in Germany, and he worshipped Benito Mussolini. Worshipped. It's sick. It really is. All right. Moving on, we have musicals. Now these are like movie musicals. So my number one is always going to be Grease. Grease is the movie to top all movies. You can never not be in the mood to watch Grease. And even if you're not in the mood and you put it on, you get in the mood. It's just that was lightning in a bottle inside a tornado, inside an overflowing like volcano. Like it didn't get better than that. I mean, come on, that one song at the end. Is there a better start to a song? I mean, really. Then you have Guys and Dolls with Frank Sinatra, Marlon Brando. Oh my God. I forget the chick's name. She was in Thornbirds. But oh my God, just the choreograph and the words and the suits. God, this is what men were supposed to look like. Like, they're dressed in these like beautiful suits, and they're big manly men, and you just took one look at them. I ain't fucking with him. Like, you just knew. But yet, Hearts of Gold. Luck Be a Lady Tonight is one of my favorites. Sit down, you're rocking the boat. Sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down, you're rocking the boat. I do have a weird connection to that movie with the song about Paul Revere. I got the horse right here. His name is Paul Revere. There's a guy who says if the weather is clear, can do, can do. The guy says the horse can do. And it's all about betting on horses. And it's a great song, but I hadn't seen Guys and Dolls yet, so I didn't know where this song was from. And I had heard it in another movie And the other movie had George Burns in it, and that movie was Oh God, You Devil, which was on today, and I watched it and I cried through the whole damn thing because the last time I saw this, I was 11, I want to say, maybe 10, and I saw it with my daddy, and we got such a kick out of all the jokes and whatever. And I loved the song, and he had never heard Guys and Dolls, so he didn't know what it was from, so he couldn't tell me, and we didn't have internet. So it was just like it went in one ear and out the other. But I remembered it, for years and years that I had this song in my head. And then one day I was, coming through the kitchen, and my grandmother goes, "Oh, look what's on. It's just starting. Sit and watch it with me." I was like, "Watch what?" She goes, "Guys and Dolls." I said, "What the hell do I want to watch that for?" I look up, I was like, "Oh, it's Frank Sinatra. Oh, it's Marlon Brando. All right." And I sat, not knowing it's a musical. And we're sitting through like the first number is "I Got the Horse Right Here." And it's just like, oh my God. I said, "I know that song." She was like, "Yeah, it's that movie that you watch all the time, the one with George Burns." "Yeah, Oh God, You Devil." She was like, "Yeah, that's the song." I said, "You knew that I didn't know what the song was. You couldn't tell me it was from this movie." So that's a whole big thing. But I wound up falling in love with the movie, like she said I would. And My Fair Lady. Oh my God, My Fair Lady. That I loved everything about My Fair Lady. I loved Why Can't the English Learn How to Speak? I loved Let a Woman in Your Life. I loved Why Can't a Woman Be Like a Man? Like they're funny, but they're honest. Like that's the funniest shit is when they tell you things to your face and you're just like, because you don't want to hear it. You're like, keep your opinions to yourself. And then lastly, on my list are my sci-fi fantasy movies. Now, my number one, all the Star Wars films, the shows, the specials. I remember the Ewok special, like the Christmas special when I was growing up. Oh my God, it was terrible. And I loved it. I loved seeing Mark Hamill on The Muppet Show. Yeah, all of it. It was fantastic. Then you get Jaws. There's nothing quite like Jaws. I used to swim in the ocean all the time when I was little. Not one friggin' fear. And then one summer, Daddy came over with this big box, and it had a VCR in it with the thing that popped out of the top. And he had the tape. And he put the tape on. And it's me, my mother, my uncle, my grandfather, my grandmother, Daddy. We're all in the living room like, all right, we're going to watch this movie. Oh my God, I was so not ready. So not ready. And I never went into the Atlantic Ocean again voluntarily. Like people would pick me up and throw me in it. My uncle loved to throw me in it. But yet, no. I can't say never, but it took me about 10 years to go back in the ocean. And even still, I would be like, oh my God, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Like, it would just drove me nuts. I could be in a pool and I was afraid of the damn shark. A pool. Like, that's how mind fucking that movie can be. And then, of course, my last on my on my Wi-Fi, on my sci-fi, Labyrinth with David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. The pants that launched a million puberties. Jesus Christ. Between the wigs and the music and the clothes and just the fact that it's Bowie, because Bowie's the best there is, or he was. I love the movie from start to finish. It was something I'd never seen anything like. It was done by, Jim Henson, so I love Muppets. And David Bowie was in it. Jennifer Connelly didn't really impress me that much, but it was like, all right, whatever. And that's it for my favorites, for my music and my movies. Wrapping this up. Do me a favor, do the YouTubey things if you like this. Hit like and subscribe, share it. Please leave me comments on what your favorite movies were, because I'm always looking for movies and different genres to get into. So if you have something that I haven't mentioned, a genre I haven't mentioned, or if you have, a really big favorite you think I'm going to like, let me know. Leave it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Until then, I will see you in the funny papers. Bye.